Hey, Sagittarius, Mel, intuitive coach here, excited to bring in your February 2025 monthly reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. Okay, Sag, key themes for the month. You have signs and symbols, conflict, and milestones. Okay. So there is conflict resolution here this month. If you have had a bit of a struggle, maybe even a bit of a tug of war between you and a family member, you and someone at work, or even between you and your own intuition, if it's felt like it's been a bit of a struggle to tap in, I feel like you're getting clear signs this month. Spirit is communicating to you. So do pay attention to your thoughts. Okay, pay attention to your thoughts. But I'm also picking up on influences that negatively impact your energy. Because you start off with the devil. And the devil can be temptations. It can be influences that aren't the best for us. It can be codependency, bondage, obsession, manipulation. It's time to liberate yourself. Yeah, because you've been hung up on something here and it's caused distress. The fact that you have milestones here is accomplishment. There will be an overcoming, a release, a liberation. Bottom of the deck, you have the Chariot. So I feel like you are moving forward here with something that has been an ongoing back and forth battle. Okay. This is about finding solutions. Some of you may even receive messages through your dreams. You know the saying, sleep on it. Okay. Sleep on it. You may be waking up with clarity because you have clarity at the bottom of the deck. This is beautiful because this is about truth. Things coming to light. And the fact that the devil is out in the open tells me that you can see this now. You understand that something has been an issue or a problem, or perhaps there's been a fear that has been causing you to go back and forth. This may even be an insecurity. It could be someone that you were dealing with that was holding you back from moving forward. I just get that this devil here has caused a lot of delay and you're saying, So you have this moment. It feels like it's a breakthrough in the month of February. Whether this breakthrough happens while you are in the shower, while you're driving, while you wake up and you're remembering a dream. I mean, this is a big deal. And I feel like it comes through heightened intuitive awareness. But of course, I mean, there could be incoming communication for you with the signs and symbols. This may even be noise. Oh, interesting. Something noise. Perhaps it's felt very noisy. You weren't able to tap into your intuition. You may be getting away from the noise. Maybe that means drama or where things feel very loud, very heavy. Synchronicities, dreams, numbers, feathers, that is all showing up on the signs and symbols card. I also want to say here, because noise was coming in, I am being shown the ear chakras. So listening, paying attention to what you hear. And this is also about listening to that voice within. So our intuitive voice, but also the conditioned voice. And know the difference is what I'm being told here. Know the difference between the conditioned voice and the intuitive voice. The intuitive voice is here to help and guide and help you connect to the cosmic heart of unconditional love for self. The conditioned voice can be the one that is based on fears or what we were taught, right? It can be the conditions around certain circumstances that we've applied to it because that's what we've learned. That's how we grew up. So that is the difference here. That intuitive voice is here to help And the conditioned voice can tell us lies, or it can tell us stories that are not true. So let's get your final archetype card. There is a trigger here that you're able to see for what it is. You're able to understand now and see why it's a trigger. You have Thanatos and the One. You have two archetypes. They almost look similar, don't they? One's a spider web. It feels like you've got caught in the web, right? Caught in a web. You got stuck. That's the Hanged Man energy here. But now you're realizing that you are a spark of the divine, that you are everything. Everything is you. So this is exciting. I'm excited to see where this reading goes. So signs and symbols is your centerfold energy here, meaning you are going to see things beyond. You may even be opening up your gift of maybe clairvoyance. This can be through dreams and through visions. It can be through scrying or even meditating. So if you have not already incorporated those practices into your life, you may want to bring them to the forefront this month, because a lot of valuable information is coming through your crown chakra. Now, the fact that you have conflict here, this isn't to scare you. This is something that's been an ongoing back and forth with the devil and with the Hanged Man here. So this isn't something new. I don't feel like this is new for you at all. I feel like this is already something you've been, struggling to hang on, struggling to let go. This could be some sort of competition, some sort of opposing view. You may be dealing with someone who's just not on the same level as you. This could be triggers. Okay, triggers, but triggers can also be gifts, because when we are triggered, it offers us a new opportunity to dig in, right? Dig in and ask ourselves, what is really going on here? Because that can be the devil in itself. It's trying to keep us bonded or tethered to it, because that's control. And I feel like you're saying, wait a minute, I see something for what it is. I have the clarity. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. So you are able to push past this, overcome it, face a fear head on. And Milestone says that there is a big victory. There's a big win here for you, Sagittarius. This is about promotions for some of you. If this has to do with work, which we'll dabble in all categories here: career, love, abundance, health, all of it. But this may have to do with a work situation where there's been adversity, competition, back and forth. Maybe you've been dealing with a boss, because I do see the Emperor here. You could be dealing with a boss, a governing agent, someone of higher authority that you've been tangled up in, kind of going back and forth, but there's a win coming in. And if it's not a win with a specific company, you could be going elsewhere. All right, but there is victory here. There is success here. Now, for those of you, if you've been dealing with a family dynamic, maybe even a father, okay, or a father influence, father figure with the Emperor, I just feel like there is going to be a win over not letting a situation control you. You are getting your grip on it. Right? As they say, you control the mind or it controls you. And I feel like that's part of a win here, is you taking a look at the mind that keeps you tethered or trapped into something here, into this energy, but you may be letting go of the rope altogether. You may be saying, I've been tugging along for so long. What am I doing? Why have I been exhausting myself, exhausting my resources? And I feel like you are coming up with new solutions here to live a better life for yourself. I love this. All right. So bottom of the deck, you have clarity and bliss right behind it. Look at that. This is the yes card. If you've come to this reading wondering, am I going to be victorious? Should I move forward? Am I going to get that job? I mean, this is a yes. I feel like there's going to be a truth that comes out that helps you out in some way, where in the past, something has felt one-sided. All right. Something has felt off balance, off kilter, but you have solutions showing up twice. Not only on the conflict card, it says the word solutions. You have solutions on the clarity card here as well. So this is answers. direction, and you have meditation as well. So we talked about that. This is about wish fulfillment. So there could certainly be a goal, an aspiration, or a wish that you are moving towards, that you are embracing. You're looking towards happiness, and whatever sabotages that happiness, you're saying, why is this a part of my life? Why am I focusing my energy towards what sabotages my happiness? So that could be a big aha moment in itself, because the devil here, he tries to tempt you. Look at these two children. The two children are sitting there and they're tempted because why? Children love ice cream and money. So the devil is holding up an ice cream cone and, a satchel of money here, but it comes at some sort of an expense, right? It comes with some sort of, something attached to it. And I feel like you're not going to sell your soul to the devil. Okay, that's big. You're not going to sell your soul to the devil, Sagittarius, but I feel like you're not going to deprive yourself of some of the things that bring you joy and pleasure that people tend to get maybe more attached to, but and if it's something that you cannot help yourself, you're completely disconnecting. So for example, let's take ice cream in this context because we have the ice cream cone. Let's say that you cannot control yourself or the mind to discipline yourself to say, I'm just going to eat maybe a small scoop of ice cream, or you eat the whole entire tub. And instead of being tempted, you're just not going to buy any ice cream, right? If you cannot moderate, if you cannot balance or disconnect from an energy instead of fully feeling attached to it where it comes with a negative consequence, I just see you completely disconnecting. Okay. And that can be anything in your life. If this is a person, if this is a substance, if this is, a thought pattern even, and you may be saying, Mel, well, how do we do that when it's a thought pattern? You completely reframe that belief. You tell yourself a brand new story, but it starts with catching yourself when you fall back into that old story. Okay. If you cannot go back and change maybe what had happened, but you can have a new ending. And it starts with a story that you tell yourself right here, right now. Now, next up, you have the King of Wands. This is you. Sagittarius, you're the King of Wands, female or male, it does not matter. It's the masculine energy here of fire. And the King of Wands is an influencer. He marches to the beat of his own drum. He's active, he's passionate, he's goal-oriented. He can be highly driven. He can be the entrepreneur, a leader, very adventurous, successful. But sometimes when he is tethered to the devil, he can be bossy, stubborn, inflexible, dominant, better than, egoic. Now, those could be traits that maybe you've had, okay? Or it could even be someone that you're dealing with, but it is showing up in the upright. So I feel like this is the higher version of you. This is what you embrace when you release the devil. And then we have the Emperor showing up here. And they say that the King of Wands is the closest to the Emperor, even though all four kings wrapped up are the Emperor, okay? Because the Emperor has the ability of all of the kings here. He has the mind, the capacity here, the emotion. He also has the pentacle. He has the swords. He has it all. And that's why he's an emperor, because he's been through it all here. And he also has the wand, and he's holding a staff, holding a wand. So some of you are feeling more empowered because you're not giving your power away to whatever this back and forth battle or struggle was. And that makes the world of difference, because then it frees your energy up to focus on the things that really matter, because you've been in this Hanged Man energy here. The Hanged Man is perspective. So you're seeing something from a new light. You are letting go, excuse me, because you have a new sense of clarity here about what this is in the first place. And now that you have shone a light here on the shadow, you can make amends with it, or you can heal it. You can work through the energies. But the first step is to understanding, the what. And I feel like that's what you're doing here, is you understand that this is what's been causing a bit of a delay or causing a bit of a blockage. Excuse me. Now you have the Six of Pentacles and you have the Page of Wands. All right. So this is a new idea. It could be a message. It could be incoming communication for you. Now, the fact is, if you see things from this old perspective, they're going to be in reverse. The old perspective is boundaries, codependency, perhaps. It can even be over giving, overextending, putting so much energy towards this, but then you feel depleted. You don't have time to maybe focus on your own creative endeavors. Page of Wands can expect the worst. Page of Wands here can be impulsive. He can be bored, maybe unfocused, needing to prioritize. But when you are able to shift perspectives, when you are able to see things from an enlightened crown chakra, which I see you doing here, that's why you have the King of Wands and the Emperor, you're able to flip these two energies in the upright. There we have reciprocity. We have unexpected resources, gifts, donations. This can even be sharing, exchange, where it's equal give and take, where it's not just one-sided here. It's not just attached or tethered to a trigger towards, competition or feeling like everyone is out maybe to get you or to get something in return. The Page of Wands in the upright is curious. He's curious. He's creative. He's, passionate about moving forward on a course of learning, course of studying, maybe even career. There could be a new offering coming up here for you. But I feel like this has to do with the mind, and how interesting, because we don't have one sword out here, but I feel like the devil, Capricorn energy, is causing, distractions, is causing you to see only a certain way of perspective here, where that's what you are letting go of. Okay. And what you are moving towards, again, is a new path, a new journey with the eyes of curiosity, with the eyes of, opening up to equal exchange. This could be a new path ahead where, you're being honored for your gifts, for your talents, for your skills. You're being recognized. You're being, heard, seen, valued. And I feel like that's important. That is important here, because that does give us validation in a sense that we are heading forward in a direction that, not that you need external validation, but it's nice to see the reciprocity. That's what I'm saying here. If there is not reciprocity, you're wondering, what am I even doing in this job or in this relationship? Or why am I putting my energy towards this hobby if it doesn't fulfill me, or this dream that's no longer a dream? You're really starting to realign your energies here and reaching some big milestones. This is big. All right, let's look at health. What do we have for health? Do pay attention to things that tempt you, that are not good for you. I mean, we just talked about that with the devil, whether it be substances, whether it be foods. We tend to fall into, at times, like addictive patterns or personalities that, we have a hard time disconnecting from things that feel good in the moment, right? They can bring us instant gratification, but it's not good for us long term. So just be mindful of that, because long term is what you are seeking. Okay. Long term is what is going to be better for you. Now, we also have potential health issues around maybe aging. Okay. Aging. This could be memory. For some of you, you're feeling heaviness maybe in your bones. I'm getting something with the bones here as well. You may have a lap pet. You may have an animal who loves to sit in your lap. If you do have pets and you have some health issues, your pets may be alerting or healing you in some way. So pay attention to where they sit, where they lick, where they go, because animals have that that innate sense of being able to heal and feel energetically the healing in others, where others need to be healed. All right, we have here an immobile energy. If you feel like you've had circulation issues, maybe lymphatic flow has been a little bit stuck, or you've just been sitting for longer periods, or perhaps you stand for long periods, try to bring about balance or ergonomic furniture to help you out, because the body isn't getting a lot of exercise, or it may need a little bit more exercise is what I'm getting here. And then lastly, what else do we have for health, please? Oh, pay attention to your body, because again, your body is trying to alert you maybe of something here. So pay attention. If you get a stub toe, right? Is your body trying to tell you to slow down? If you're feeling extra tired, does that mean your energy is being drained, elsewhere? Where are we feeling tired? What is our body trying to tell us? So the body is trying to get your attention intuitively as well, because that is our greatest vessel here on earth. That is our container, and we must take care of it. So if your body is alerting you of something, do pay attention. Because you could find a solution sooner rather than later before it may get out of hand, okay, with a milestone. Let's look at career, money, abundance. You have a lot of cards in this category here. So you could be a helper, Sagittarius. You may be someone who's a caregiver. You may be in the medical profession. You could take care of others in some way. Think before you offer help. Set healthy boundaries. This goes for those of you that are people pleasers, or you tend to put your own needs to the back burner to take care of someone else. You may say yes when you mean no, no when you mean yes. So keep that in mind here. Perhaps you are a cashier, a sales rep, you work in a call center, or any field where you are able to assist others. It will be very important for boundaries, and that's also part of the Six of Pentacles. So perhaps there's a new perspective here around boundaries. That is where you will be victorious. Make sure your goals are your goals and not someone else's. That's a message with the King of Wands, okay? The King of Wands, he has his own goals. But if he feels tethered to control or dominance or greed, it can really throw him off whack, right? It can cause him to drop down into, the King of Wands in reverse, stubbornness, inflexibility, bossy, dominant, and he can even close off and kind of push people away. So just be mindful of being controlled in some way, or other people's goals, or what other people think is what is best for you. That's why you have signs and symbols, because your intuition is alerting you of something here. You have business. Okay. Do not be intimidated to enter the world of business. You got this. For those of you that are business owners, there could be some new regulations, some new rules. Perhaps you are turning your company into an LLC or an S Corp. You may be looking at taxes. Don't let these things intimidate you. Okay. Because when you feel intimidated, that can be a fear-based energy that you attach to that holds you back from taking action. Now, the more you know, right, with the Page of Wands, if you're curious and you are open to discovery, open to research, knowing a little bit more, or, who you know as well, being able to invite people into your world. If you don't know how to do taxes, hiring a good tax accountant. If you are not a lawyer, getting a lawyer. So it's about the right team as well. So bringing the team on board. Consider executive positions, CEOs, or anything in the corporate world. For some of you, this has to do with high rank. Because I have the Emperor, some of you may be intimidated to speak to someone of higher authority. Okay, don't be intimidated. You got this. Elevate your awareness and think bigger if you want different results. Yeah, this is big thinking here, Sag. A lot of you are business owners is what I'm seeing, or a lot of you are capitalizing here. Capitalizing, I'm getting on a dream, or Well, how are we capitalizing on a dream? If this is something that's already been brought to reality, there's something about capitalizing. And I feel like you have the ability here to make more money or to increase your finances. You may have to spend some to make some is what I'm getting as well. You have the manifesting card, which is beautiful. You have all the tools that you need to increase your income. We talked about that with the Emperor. You know, if this is you stepping up into the next phase of your career, like I said, the Emperor has the ability of all four kings. Now, it doesn't mean that you're male or female, but it means you're taking action towards your dreams. And that could be what you're capitalizing on, is because you're taking the action. And by doing so, it's going to put you in a very favorable position financially. Good fortune is coming soon. An opportunity may come to you where you can showcase, excuse me, where you can showcase your talent. Beautiful. Because you are very talented. I see that here. You're very talented. Try not to let the details or the preconceived notions of what you think something is going to be, because it almost feels like something feels or looks harder than it actually is going to be. Maybe not feels, okay, looks. It could look harder than it actually is. And as I've been saying, sometimes the most difficult piece is just getting over the hump of the mind, right? And then applying action to it. And then the rest of the pieces will fall into place here. You have angelic help coming in here. It says, this is the time to trust in the universe. Know that you will be provided for. You're calling in the big dogs here, Sag. Okay, this is the angelic realm. There is a career or blessing lining up for you. So stay positive and believe. Absolutely. There's the mindset. Keep that abundant mindset. You have the 6 of Pentacles, which is an unexpected gift or a resource. And you have the page, which is news. Pages represent news. So there will be some news coming in that kind of shakes you up out of that hanged man position. Pay attention to the signs and symbols. You cannot make this up. Pay attention to the signs that your angels send you during this time. There's your key theme of signs. Spirit communication. There's some important knowledge, information, messages that are coming through for you this month. And I feel like it has to do with these two. The tree of life. Financial tree here, financial growth, things coming to fruition for you. This is about abundance. Some of you, it's family business, stability, outdoor jobs. You may even work with the planet in some way. You may work with like plant-based products, maybe essential oils, things that come from Mother Earth. The tree of life. For some of you, this could be a family business, or perhaps you have a sister or an aunt or a mother who also is in this line of work. Some of you, this has to do with your psychic abilities. Perhaps your grandmother was very psychic, very intuitive, or another family member. It feels like you have this in your bloodline. And then we have the frame. You could be getting additional education here with that Page of Wands. Okay, Page of Wands can be prioritizing here a course of study, course of learning. This also has to do with accomplishments, and you have that word showing up twice. Look at that. Milestones. It says accomplishments right there, the very top word, and you have it here on the frame. So this is about organizing some of your talents. Okay, organizing talents. What does that mean? Oh, okay, you could be embracing, some new talents here, but I feel like instead of segregating them, instead of saying, well, I'm only going to reserve this talent for when I do this project, or I'm going to do this over here, kind of like segregating them off a bit, I feel like you bring them all together. So perhaps you went to school for this and you went to school for that, or you have that degree or that certification. It feels like you're blending them all into one in some way. I hope that makes sense. Some of you, this has to do with art and design, home-oriented, self-employment here. You may have some new certifications. You may be getting, a PhD. It feels like there is an accomplishment here that you've worked hard for, and I feel like you're gonna hit it big with the Emperor in front of you. Beautiful. All right, let's look at love. Yeah, that devil is the snake. someone that you opened up to, perhaps gave your heart to. Maybe this is a family member. It could be a friend. It can be a lover. There's competition here, an enemy, maybe even a frenemy. Maybe you were looking over your shoulder. Perhaps there was another woman involved, or it just feels like there may have been two people involved is what I'm getting. It's like you and then maybe two others, which makes sense because there's also two people that the devil is, whispering in their ear here. And maybe they didn't know any better. Maybe they were little baby souls that didn't know any better. And I do feel like someone wasn't being honest with their intentions. And that left you feeling a bit stuck. It left you feeling a bit like you were in a tug of war. But because you are powerful here, because you are aware of your feelings, your emotions, and your mental thoughts, you know how to rebuild. Whether it is repairing some sort of loss that has occurred or healing your own self, because you have the hammer. And if you are currently in a relationship here and things have felt stuck and felt stagnant, maybe someone has been a workaholic, maybe they've been addicted to their work, perhaps they've been at a distance. For some of you, this is at a distance relationship. I feel like there's persistence here. Okay, you want to work on it, you want to repair it. But if there's been a lot of sabotage that has caused you to stay in a stuck energy, I feel like you have a new path ahead, but it's going to require you taking a chance. This is about risks. It's about showing your hand, taking that gamble, because there's the ace right on the poker card here. So you may have to show hand in order to reach this love, this heart piece. Now, this is the cosmic heart, as I call it, because it's unconditional love. We as souls, souls having a human experience, we put conditions on love. But when we truly tap into the cosmic heart, it's unconditional. So you may be choosing to honor yourself and someone else by exiting or leaving a contract. For others of you, you're choosing to tap into self-care and choose you. Okay, or if this is a relationship that you are currently in, I feel like there is a sense of wholeness, a sense of completion. So take it as it resonates for you, but there's affection and attraction and selflessness ahead with a perspective shift. Okay, that is the equal give and take. And it may require some of you to venture on a new path with that Page of Wands. It may require some of you to step outside of your comfort zone and have a very important conversation with someone, which means you are opening up. You're taking a risk. They could reject you, right? They could deny you. They may not see eye to eye, but at least you are then you know. Then you have clarity, and then you can choose to either stay in this dynamic or move in a new direction. But I see love will conquer. Love will win all. And I feel like this is self-love. Okay, this is about you doing what feels right, what feels like it's aligned with your own soul's path. And for those of you who've been single for quite some time, I feel like you are being guided to change the way that you view love, or how you approach love, how you meet people, okay? Opening yourself up to love in all forms, not just romantic, but a love for what you do, a love for thy neighbor, a love for strangers, a love for, tapping into that cosmic love, okay? That is going to be the key here. So let's take a look. You have two archetypes. You have, again, Thanatos, and you have the One. So these two kind of work together is what I'm being told. So Thanatos, I'm not familiar with this one too much, but it's about death. Okay, well, that's why. Some of you have gone through a little bit of a death and rebirth. That may be what you're going through right now with the Hanged Man. This is a spiritual awakening. You hold the key. I mean, look at him. He holds the key. So when the Hanged Man shows up, this is about old beliefs, getting out of any sort of victim mentality here of, the death, that death is an ending instead of it being, a rebirth, because death is a rebirth here. And sometimes we resist the endings. We hang on. We stay in it because we're fearful. I mean, that's a human response. That's That's okay, but we don't want to hang on to it forever where we don't fully step ahead on our path. Because remember, bottom of the deck, you have the Chariot. So Cancer season could be significant here for you. June and July may feel like you're finally able to move into this oneness. Because right now, it is tempting to oversimplify death and sum it up as transformation. But the true archetypal resonance of Thanatos cannot be easily assimilated or contained. Death is ongoing and omnipresent, an eternal response to the gift of birth, witnessing the ending of another being, creature, phase, or stage has deep consequences for the psyche. We are forever changed by Thanatos as it sweeps us under its wings, making us relinquish control in every form. That can be part of the devil. That can be part of the hanged man. This is powerful. It leaves a mark of ash upon our heart, signifying we have touched the cusp of the underworld and will return to the land of living eventually with more compassion and wisdom to share. This capacity is needed in our world. One who has faced the annihilation of Thanatos can face anything. When this card appears, it signifies an initiation into the underworld. So you are witnessing the ending of another being, a creature, a phase, or a stage. And yes, it has deep consequences on the psyche. Remember, these are archetypal cards because we have the the devil here. But you see things clearly. It's not necessarily about closing the door and we never ever think about it again. It's about understanding our roles, the roles that we play in this human experience. This can be grieving, mourning, bearing witness to all that is. When it's in the dark, it's fear or an insensitivity to old age, illness, the dying. Facing Thanatos leads us to aletheia, truth. Facing death leads us to truth. It says there are those with a great gift for navigating Thanatos energy. Thankfully, we find these generous souls in emergency rooms, hospitals, hospice centers, and the like. So some of you, you've already touched this because you have that great gift for navigating death energy. It's touched you. It has left an imprint. And now that we have the one, okay, it feels like you understand. That could be the clarity that is coming out of this whole reading. I'm just going to find it here. The one. It feels like there is that heart expansion, that heart energy that I'm picking up on here. That cosmic heart that I just talked about, right? Unconditional love. That's what the one is. And I'm getting One Love, Bob Marley, okay? This is about the unus mundus, non-duality, one love. Our ability to experience this archetype firsthand is limited. It comes in brief and potent moments that we are left to savor for a lifetime. The one is both the energy that unites all living beings and our capacity to sense this intimate union. This archetype eludes us most of our lives, appearing as a concept in a distant galaxy. Yet when we are in the midst of its power, a solemn reverence falls across the land. We glimpse ourselves in the vastness of all consciousness and are neither small nor large within that field. We are neither important nor unimportant. All duality fades away and we are left with what is, the precious knowing that life is a gift, and we are both the giver and the receiver of this fortune. That's what you are seeing. That is the clarity. You are rising above duality, Sagittarius. This is about service, acceptance, what resonates to your soul's vibration. It's about love. And when it's showing up as the dark, as the attachment, as the devil, it ignores, it omits, it excludes. It is said that Om is the primordial sound of the universe and that all other mantras are born from it. Simply imagining this possibility will activate the one. So you've heard of oming, okay? Some of you, to activate that, you could do some oming here. The unus mundus is a circle representing the unity of existence. Is it possible that the beginning and the end of all things is love? If you want to go further in this energy, Sag, check out James Turrell's The Color Inside or the poem Self-Portrait by David White. Beautiful. Yeah, because the fact that these two came out together tells me that the conflict in itself has to do with the death, right? With that transformation, the beginning and the end. But what you're now seeing clearly is that everything, is connected, is all encompassing, is one love. And that may have taken a while to see something from that frequency, that perspective, that energy. But here you are, you're doing it. And the Chariot is saying you're moving forward with love in your heart. You are holding your own truth, right? That is how we get closer to the truth, is through embracing that death. And I feel like you are achieving big things here with the milestone. Big things on a soul level, all right? A personal level, professional. This is going to flow out in all areas of your life, Sagittarius. And it is bringing you closer to your truth, which in turn will bring you closer to that light. That is what I have for you. If this resonates, please hit the thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And thank you so much, Sag, for tuning in. Lots of love.